We're back, everybody. Welcome to the Ultra RC Hobbies YouTube channel. So as you can see, I have an Xray buggy in my hand, and we're going to be doing an XB8E 2020 year in review, and we're going to be walking through the things we like and dislike about the car and how it's wearing in. So we have a resident Xray fella back there, sponsor driver, and we'll be chatting with him about his car, and we'll be comparing this car to the brand new XB8E 2021 that I will be running this summer. So we're pretty excited to see the differences between the car, but let's get right into the review.
So here we are with the XB8 Xray E 2020 buggy. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a oversight of how I found it over the course of running it over a season. My thoughts on it. We'll go over a few things on the buggy and that. You'll notice a few differences in that, and we'll talk about those. So first of all, it's pretty much stock. We get the box stock wing. This is the body that comes with it, painted by our local painter, Hicks, who does an awesome job. Definitely want to hit him up on Facebook. We can leave the link in the description. Tons of detail in there that I hope the camera can pick it up. I really can't say enough about the work he does for me. I'm super happy all the time. So we'll just pop the body off. So one tip I was given by, I don't know, there's this, he's fairly quick, local Canadian guy, some kid, you might have heard of him, Ty Tessman. Little things like we use the Velcro as well as the pins on the side. I do it on both electric and my nitro. So, and then as you can see, reinforced her up because I'm nowhere near as clean as Ty. So the old drywall mesh and a little bit of shoe glue inside to make that body last a little bit longer, you know, especially after you pay someone to put that kind of time and effort into the paint job that's done on it. Okay, so here it is, the meat and potatoes of this buggy. The build was awesome. If not the best, one of the best manuals I feel in RC. You know, they give you everything you need, all the information, you got all the parts, each step. If there's option parts in the manual, they're in there. If you go back and you watch the unboxing we did, we kind of went through that and showed the manual. It's awesome. Okay. So I've got, for myself, I got the Storm Power HD brushless servo in there. Super strong, super fast. I upgraded to the Hudy 25 spline aluminum servo horn. We're running the Hobbywing XR8 SCT speed control coupled with the 1900 kV motor, so in a combo pack. Any of these items you can get through the store here at Ultra RC. Just give us a shout. A few other option parts I have on it. I kind of went a little bit overboard. My eyes got bigger than my wallet, and we went to the full titanium upper and lower screw kit, as well as the titanium turnbuckle kit, all from Lensford. And I gotta say, it's not cheap, but you get what you pay for. Yeah. It's super high quality screws and titanium turnbuckle kits.
So what else did you change from out of the box? Because see, there's a couple carbon fiber bits that wouldn't come on this kit right from factory. So
actually, any of the carbon fiber on here did come with the kit.
Oh, I was just looking at the inserts.
Oh, sorry, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So that is an option. It's kind of a tuning option. I found it does differ with how it affects the car on different tracks. What I found for myself is on a track that's more, say, medium bite or higher, like medium or high bite, like what's a decent amount of traction or higher, it tends to numb down actually the front end on the buggy. However, on our local track, which is a low bite track, I found it did the opposite. It then took traction away from the rear. Yeah. So where I was on last time I ran this before the snow flew here up in the Great White North, it was we were running on a medium to high bite track, and I didn't have it on when we first started out. Car felt a little twitchy. This nice knowledgeable gentleman named Gord Tessman suggested I try the graphite inserts. I threw them in there, and it did, as I said, on that track, it did came down the front end. But like I said, I found, then this is just my own personal observation, on a low bite track though, it tended to take traction away from the rear.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to mention that Sean does here is you can see he runs a dual shorty pack setup, and you can see there's some weights on the opposite side of the chassis. So walk us through why you do that and what you're trying to achieve.
So basically, this is something that was done. We do a bit other modification. Obviously, there's actual modification. This is the stock battery tray that's been modified for this setup. And if you are interested in knowing what we did, how it's done, leave a comment down below. If we get enough interest, we will gladly do a video and walking through what all is involved in this setup. But the reason for doing it like this with the shorty batteries over here and then the added weight on this side is to mimic the weight and balance between the two cars, the two platforms. So the electric versus the nitro. So if you're finding something that's working really good, you go to a large race, you don't get a lot of practice time. You don't get as much track time as you would like at your local track for club racing. So you're trying to optimize your time as best you can. So doing this, we can basically be getting to double our run time on the track, trying different stuff. And if we find something that works on the electric, we can then much easier translate it over and transfer it over to the nitro car. And that way also both cars feel the same. So you just, when you go out, you immediately feel comfortable. There's not that kind of transition time of adapting to how one car drives versus the other.
That's fair.
And then a lot of people say, yeah, but it's electric, you got all that extra punch. What some guys are actually doing, I mean, with the way electronics are nowadays, you plug your card in, or you go through the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth adapter that hooks up to your phone. They'll tweak the settings on their ESCs to get that same sort of throttle feel that they get with their nitro, with the clutch and everything else.
Yeah. If you want to flip it over, we'll just show them some of the wear on the bottom. So your typical 8-scale wear, you get some on the kick up on the front of the chassis, right where it folds up. And your common just rock scratches, things like that. But if you look at the back, this is usually where most cars will have a lot of the scuff, just because as you come up a jump face, it is gonna obviously scuff the back of the chassis and scuff the D-block. But on this car, you can see very light scuffing. Very, very impressed, honestly. Yeah. So what's your overall take on the car? I mean, you've had it for a year now.
I'm super happy. Like I was gonna say, and one other thing, since we have the chassis up, you may notice that it has this large opening in these slots here. On the 2020 cars, it was the exact same chassis, whether it's nitro or electric platform. So that's the other advantage to it. If you're running multiple classes, you could just get, like, if you're thinking of spares, just get us one spare chassis and you have a spare for both cars.
Correct. That's pretty cool, like actually. Pretty cool.
As far as the car itself, the performance has been great. The limiting factor has been the guy on the wheel. And as far as anything else, like durability and that, knock on wood, I actually haven't suffered a single breakage all year on either of my cars. I also run the nitro, and I haven't suffered a single breakage of a part, arm, spindle, hub carrier. None of the plastics have broke at all. The worst I've had happen was causing, with doing a lot of practice and kind of pushing the limit, having a wing deform just from landing on it and tumbling and tomahawking and everything else.
The flex.
Yeah. One other option that I have on this car that isn't super noticeable unless you have a really keen eye, the shocks. So these are what they call the zero rebound shocks. So the actual top inner part and the cap in that is larger so that you can put the bladder seal in the cap when you assemble the shock. On the stock shocks, you have to put the bladder on the top of the shock body and then screw the cap on. Now you get really close to a zero rebound with it, probably around, I'd say like 15%. But you can, no matter how hard you try, you just can't get zero. With these, you can get true zero rebound, a completely dead shot, which is just something that we strive for. It just makes the car easier to drive, a little more stable, not so twitchy in that. But it still leaves the tunability that you can tune that rebound into the shock if you want a more lively and reactive car.
So what's your overall opinion? Out of 10, what would you rate the car? Considering, you know, now the local shop here at Ultra does carry Xray parts. So if you are into Xray, we can get them through RC America.
You betcha.
Well, what's your overall take on the car? I know you're sponsored by Xray.
I know everybody's gonna say you're a little jaded. I'll try to be as honest as I can. The only strike against it is that compared to a lot of competitors, it is a higher price, an initial cost. If you think in the long run though, on most of the other cars I've ran just about every other brand, short of the Japanese car.
Yeah, the Kyosho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On most of the others, or any of the others that I ran, I wound up spending, in the end, I wound up spending as much, if not more, than what it cost me for a stock Xray. So in that sense, I would say like an easy 9.5 out of 10.
I like it. Well, I'm excited to unbox my XB8 21 and 21E. So we'll have that on the channel as well. And like I said, in a future video, we're gonna compare the two cars, show you the difference, and show you what's changed on the Nitro as well, because this fine gentleman also has Nitro. So thank you, Sean, for coming, bringing your car in, and we'll have some more content for you. And like you said, don't forget to throw a comment down if you do want to see the Shorty battery mod. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Make sure you click that bell as well. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.